Hello,
20 seconds.
hello. My name is Alyssa, and
Hello.
I'm live to commentate some Hollow Knight Bingo. We have Elkara versus Hydro, and I'm joined here by my awesome co-commentator Marcus. Say hello again, Marcus.
Hi, that's me.
I'm really excited for this match. We should be getting started shortly. We have Elkara, who is the 11th seed, versus Hydro, who is the 22nd seed. And this is both their first match in the tournament. Hello, everyone. Hello, Alpha, and thank you, Alpha, for being the tournament helper. Yeah, well, I'm really excited for this, and I haven't even looked at the
Yeah, me
board yet.
too. I've started looking a little bit, and it is an interesting board.
Has my favorite goal, kill Mila on row 4.
Yeah, it also has Lantern, so we already have two big C-dash goals from that.
Yes.
Isthmus as well could be counted for that. If you're fast enough, you can do both Kill Mila and Isthmus kind of for free.
And cheap of one.
Shape of One synergizes with that, yeah, on top of that. So that's 4 goals if you're a lot faster than your opponent. You probably even prioritize going Isthmus before Kill Mila here if you don't know how far you're ahead.
We see. We'll see. We'll see.
You can do an early Cyclone play here, arguably too. Is there anything else in Cliffs
I
though?
don't think. We have Cyclone and Cliffs. We have. Yeah, nothing else.
I don't see anything else, no, so it's not that great.
Let's
If there was
see.
like Gorb or something, maybe.
I like this board in general. Dunn likes this board. Will we see early Mantis Lords? You never know, because I think they're both new to Bingo, according to Alpha earlier. And we've gotten started, and I am
And
starting
we
the
are
timer.
off. Let's go.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We
Okay.
won Bingy.
We did win. Let's see. If you open Queen Station early, let me just highlight some of the left side goals.
This isn't really that strong of an Alyssa route board.
I agree.
I
We
think you
hate
open
Alyssa out
Green Path
here.
Stag. You open Green Path Stag and then you see Dash Rush from there. Is
Yeah.
probably
I prefer Green Pass
the
Stag,
play.
but we'll see what they decide. I don't
Yeah.
know. I know Elkara is seated higher. I don't know how fast Hydro is in general. So a lot of times you don't want to be going the exact same route as a faster
Yeah.
player. So I wouldn't hate if someone took it slower and maybe had priority on some of the deep nest goals.
Yeah, for sure. I do think also looking at this, the person who gets Isthmus could later go for a play of getting the Fragile Charms and then taking the Acid over into the Fog Canyon and get that Charm Notch for the 3 Charm
Okay.
Notches goal in the
We
middle.
we already see both players not getting the rocks in Crossroads. Let's see if they'll skip the rocks here as
Yeah,
well. But that really indicates
which
that both
does.
players are going to be rushing C dash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if there's also any incentive to open Dream Nail. Yep. Hydros skipping the second set of rocks as well as Elkara. So this will be a race. Hopefully, some of the C dash goals will be split between the players. And hopefully one just doesn't get all of them, but we'll see how their early game is.
Yeah, I do think that this could be um, quite difficult to contest here. If one person is really fast, I think that they could go for a probably a top right bottom left play. If you also get Isthmus, because there's even more synergy there with getting an easier love key. Because you could head down and do that after you get the charm notch.
What
So
about
I would actually on this board I would not go Elissaret, but I would still get ogres on the way to Mantis Claw
yeah,
because of that goal.
yeah. So look at column 2. I kind of like column 2. There's a lot of synergy there.
That's true. You do get a lot of money from the Mantis Lords and Watcher Knights. You get the chest and you get the relics.
We should see both players skipping False Knight here.
Yeah.
I
I don't
hope.
see I don't see any reason here to even think about dive as a
Priority
play.
on Flower to Elderbug and 7 Grubs and Crystal Peaks. Okay, but yeah, both
Yeah.
players escaping. Yeah, I think I like. There's also, if you do decide to go, if you they did decide to open Queen Station for some reason, I would like this line potentially. Row
That's
3.
true.
Yeah,
You
row
could
3.
absolutely play for that here, and especially as the slower player, I think that would
Mm-hmm.
actually be the best thing to go for if you expect that you're going to lose out on C-dash stuff.
Yeah.
You could absolutely be setting up for opening queens and getting all of those, because it's kind of hard to contest if you get at least the fragile charms
Mm-hmm.
early.
Yeah, so one of the things I think Fragile Charms is actually kind of in an important spot on this board just because of
Yeah.
both these lines you can get without having Dream Nail.
Yes.
But let's look at the Dream Nail goals just as a sanity check. Hera, Markov, Galeon. This row 4 is very Dream Nail, Dream Gate.
Yeah.
Okay, so
If
1, 2,
we're
3,
gonna see a row
4,
4 bounty play, we're
6,
gonna see
7.
a Dream Nail Milo Watcher Knights, basically.
So we have 7 Dream Nail goals, I think,
uh,
unless I'm miscounting.
some synergy between the Hornets and the Markov for getting
Mm-hmm.
row 4 as well, if you want to go for that, as well as Deep Nest with Galeon.
Elkara and Hydro are pretty synced. I think Elkara's a little bit ahead, but I don't know if they have a higher stream delay, so it's hard to tell for sure until the first
They
goal.
did start a bit later.
Okay.
When Hydro like started, I think, a few seconds earlier on our end, so there's a bit of delay there.
Okay.
So they're very even going into the Gross
Great.
climb.
And there is a reason to open Green Pass Stag on this board because we have Shape of Und
Shape of On,
in a
yeah.
nice corner spot. To be fair, I can kind of see skipping it if you're really, really worried about potentially losing Kilmila, Isma's Tier, and Lantern, because those are 3 goals.
Yeah.
And maybe you would have an advantage on that if you don't bother to get the money. But at this point, I would actually just maybe skip Shaman Stone instead. Yeah, both of these players are
Definitely.
playing really well so far. Very synced. I love even
Yeah.
hand matches.
Yeah, you do love it, especially like early game here. You
Mm-hmm.
really do love seeing, because that means that it's more up to the player's decision making than pure speed coming into the mid game.
Mm-hmm. Someone is asking is, do you win if you get 13 goals or a line? Either way, you can, if you have blocked all lines, you can win on a majority, or you can win by line and not get 13
Yeah,
goals.
so you
Hydro.
can only win by majority if your opponent can't get any lines on
Mm-hmm.
their end. So if you could have, 14, 15 goals, but if there's a line available for your opponent, you haven't won yet.
Elkara getting the fire skip, but Hydro had to do Eric Pogo, so that's going to put them a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but Elkara is missing the fireball skip and has to do
Ooh,
Man
yeah.
Pogo. And Hydro gets that one, so
Oh, yeah, that evens things out here.
actually Hydro is probably going to be a bit ahead because I think
Elkaras, yeah, because Elkaras didn't go for the dude pogo.
I think they were too late.
Maybe that it might have been just outside of range for aggro there.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Probably just because, yeah, because Elkaras took too long by waiting to get soul off of the moss creep.
There is
Unfortunate.
there. I don't think there's any reason to kill Vengefly King unless you just want the extra geo. I don't think I see anything on this board.
It is very efficient early game geo.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
is
it is.
generally the reason why so many categories do it or have done it historically.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they decide.
Especially since if you're doing Moss Knights, like you don't need soul with a LP Moss Knight strategy.
We'll see if they're comfortable with it. I've seen a lot of players tank a lot of health on LP Moss Knights and go into Hornet with 1 health and make me very stressed out.
Yeah, but yeah, we do see the difference here. Elkaras going for Vengefly King, whereas Hydro skips it.
Mm. Okay, yeah, Elkara is doing both.
Yeah, and it's looking very clean here from Elkaras as well. So this is where we see like Hydro struggling a little bit more. So we see a little
Yeah.
bit of the seed's hand difference coming in for that, I think.
Okay.
It's going to be quite even going into Hornet here if they both go for the stag, which Hydro is at least going for the journal here. We'll see if he also goes for the stag after.
Yeah, let's see. Hydro is grabbing the journal. You do kind of want that journal for any percent. They're not getting the
Hydro's
stag.
skipping. Okay, Hydro is skipping the stag. I'm guessing
Elkara.
Elkaras should be getting the journal as well here on the way up.
Okay, yeah. Well, we have yeah, Elkara has the stag, Hydro got the journal, not the stag, and going into the Hornet fight with 2 health. So not too bad. One thing I did notice
Yep.
on this board is there's, I guess there to be fair, there are 3 grubs in Waterways and 7 grubs in Crystal Peaks, but there's not really that much incentive to just rescue grubs. Elkara, Hydro, please, your health. Okay, we're good. I get too stressed out watching these 1 health Hornet fights. So yeah, we have 2 grub ghouls on.
I'm just too used to them, so I'm a bit desensitized. Considering I literally do Fury Hornet every time I run all skills now.
Marcus would never die to Hornet and Bingy.
No,
That's
no,
true. This
no,
never
never,
happened.
never happened.
Never happened in the last tournament.
Never happened. That's fake news. There's no clip.
Okay, Hydro and Elkara should be both making their way down to Claw. We should not see a Lake Eater bench this time.
Unless, like we talked about, since Hydro did skip the Green Path stag, it is possible that Hydro would be considering going for it here. But
Well, you would get Queen Station, but you wouldn't bench Lake Eater because there's
Oh
really no
yeah, true.
point.
Neither of
Yeah,
them have Crossroads stag,
none of them have Crossroads Stag.
so that would be really bad.
Yeah, don't
This
bench
is
Lake
true.
Eater unless you open Crossroads Stag.
You will regret it.
You will regret it. Okay, Elkara
Neither of them
making
will
the.
be regretting it.
I think Hydro's a little bit ahead, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Hydro is definitely ahead at this
Yeah,
point.
Hydro's a bit ahead.
A solid 10 to 15 seconds.
Neither got ogres. Neither got ogres.
That's true. Neither
Yeah.
did get ogres here, which means they might have to come back for that. I mean, you can come back for it if you're going for the fragile charms later. It's very quick to get them.
Oh,
Especially
that's
if you
true.
have
That is
gear.
true. Well, yeah, we have. Okay, Hydro getting Ipoko. And Elkara should be attempting it shortly.
Yep. Oh,
It's
has to reset.
okay. We did a Mantis Poker for
Oh
Hydro.
no.
Oh no, we're doing Safari.
Elkaras is
Oh,
gonna have to do Safari. Yeah,
that's so
messed
rough.
up the setup. The spore bonked the wall when it's supposed to go around under it.
That's so rough.
Yeah.
They're just. We've seen a lot of Mantis Safari this tournament.
True. It is at least the scenic route.
It is the scenic route for sure.
Hydro quitting right out, warping out after Claw. Very clean split for Hydro.
Yeah.
And he's going to be making his way over towards Grossmom, hopefully remembering to get the Crossroads stag on the way here.
We need Crossroads Stag and Wellick here. If we're doing our C-Dash rush, which we definitely recommend.
Yes. If you watched Alyssa's early game guide, you would know.
Yes, this is true. I'll see how Elkara adjusts knowing that they had to do Mantis Safari. I wouldn't be surprised to see something a little bit different if you know you're behind. And if you're doing Mantis Safari against a player like Hydro, you're probably behind, but we'll see.
Right. Hydro did, remember, not going to be forgetting Wellick here, so we'll have enough money to do the C-Dash rush.
Yes, they should. It's very, very different from last tournament where a lot of people didn't even, like a lot of the players who hadn't played a lot of Bingy did not know all the relics necessary to get C-Dash. Because it's...
Yeah, it's a bit easy to forget or to miss, especially like in my case, as someone who runs any percent, I'm so used to getting a lot of the money from Watcher Knights.
Yeah.
So you forget which other relics you can get as a replacement.
Yes. Hence me making the guide, so I didn't have to... So we had a lot less pain of
Yeah,
people going to Lem, realizing that they don't have enough money, and then having to go and grind the Herald, which has happened.
yeah,
Okay, Hydro killing Gruzmother, and Elkara about to enter the Gruzmother fight. Okay.
yeah. That does mean the gap has closed up a little bit. It should be
Yeah.
about 20 seconds difference then, which is not too bad considering Elkaras had to do Safari.
And they also have Green Pass Tag. That's Elkara, right? They have Green Pass Tag?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Elkara's. Elkara's. Okay, Hydro rescuing Sly. Elkara's buying Shaman Stone. And we'll see a shade skip. I expect to see both players skip Dream Nail. If anyone
Yeah.
gets it, I hope it's Elkara's because they already are a little bit behind. But I would at least try to contest some of these C-Dash goals.
Yeah, I think on this particular board, I don't like getting early Dream Nail, even if you're behind.
Yeah. I think if you were going to get early Dream Nail, I would have liked to have seen Queen Station more personally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because then you could have had priority on Howling Wraiths, and then you could get Galeon and then Perry Revic. It wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Main thing is just that you don't really get any good line pressure at that point because like Kill Mila just immediately removes the line pressure off of column 1 and row 4.
True. Okay. Hydro and Elkara both skipping Dream Nail.
Yeah.
And
like we talked about, I think.
Yeah, it's a rush. It's a rush. I think Hydro's gonna probably mark the first goal of Lantern if we have an okay city. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
city
see.
can always change things. Like G-Husk can be very rude, and obviously
True.
Rafters is
It really just
infamous.
doesn't. It really just doesn't seem like Elkaras is that far behind, considering they had to do Mantis Safari. They're just making up so much time.
Yeah, they are definitely catching up gradually but steadily.
Yep. Okay. Hydro making their way to G-Husk, and Elkaras should be following suit.
Yep.
Yeah, this is gonna be very...
Hydro didn't do the early control there after picking up the King Station relic. It is not worth doing unless you do the early control. And it saves. If you do the early control, I have a setup where you just do 2 dashes into a mini hop before you sit, so you don't get bench storage, and it saves half a second compared to the normal strat.
Gorgeous Huss, I think, is being nice for both players.
Yeah, love to see it.
Okay, 1641 is we're getting a Hydro cutscene. Let's see what Elkaras will be.
Again, also, though, we have to mention that Elkaras might be about just 3 or 4 seconds ahead in comparison because of the stream delay.
Without stream delays,
so I might actually be... So this might come down to Rafters.
This is going to come down to Rafters for sure. I think there's like about a 10-second difference if you if both players were synced.
Yeah.
Which they are not.
So if one person doesn't get a good Rafters here, maybe has to messes up the left side and has to go around, then that might make the difference. Let's see how Hydro does. Oh, that's just the wrong way.
Okay, let's see how Elkara does.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, a little sketchy, but does get there for now. Hopefully. Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, we're so synced. We're so synced.
There you go. That's with that. Elkaras takes the lead. That's what I was talking about. That's all it took.
at least the person who marks this goal, they will get the goal, but the other player will they will not know what the other player is up to. They will not know that they only beat
Ooh,
them.
Elkaras does not have enough money here. Elkaras forgot Wellick. That's why they caught up so much after Mantis
Oh,
Safari.
that's it. Okay. Yep.
That's yeah. I was
That's
curious about that aggress mom. How they caught up? How he caught up so much? And it's because he
that
forgot
makes
Wellick.
sense. Okay. Yep.
Ooh, that's gonna be painful.
We were just talking about that guide, how everyone was more remembering to pick up Wellick, and now I'm
Yeah,
sad.
and then
It's so nerve-wracking in this tournament match. Oh, this is going to be rough for Elkaras to see this mark. They're going to have to.
ouch.
They unlocked the lever though, so they don't
They're
have
gonna
to
have
do
to,
the.
but yeah, they're doing a second lem trip here. That's
Oh, that's
that's
rough.
rough. That's another like minute.
Yeah, they're going to miss out on a bunch of goals. I think
Yeah.
Elkara does have green pass flag though, right?
Yes, Alcaraz is the one with Green Path Stag.
See, every time I've thought a player has missed Wellick in like the last 2 weeks, they haven't missed Wellick, and I've just been wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even think
Mm-hmm.
about it. I was too focused on other things to
Yeah.
notice that
Fair enough.
Alcaraz didn't do it.
Okay, we can
Free
warp
to
out.
miss.
Oh, Elkaras is going to be taking. Okay, they were trying to decide if it's worth getting dive.
Oh,
It's not. It's not worth getting dive, or there's nothing up there. So we're gonna just go
no.
straight to Crystal Peaks, I think, or straight to Sly to buy a lantern, and then into Crystal Peaks.
Yeah. I wonder if Hydro is going to go and get Ismas here just to contest it so that it's not two free goals to go for that into to
Mm-hmm.
Un here.
Yeah.
Even though Hydro doesn't have Green Path Stag for Un.
Yeah, I think I like C-Dash here. It's kind of what they committed to by not opening queens.
Yeah, I think there's too much on the board where C dash is
But even just going and getting Dream Nail
important.
will require a shade skip. Okay, they're ignoring the Mila lever. They know they're not contesting Mila unless Hydro could die.
It's very yeah. It's also just very possible that someone forgets. Like we have seen that.
That is true. No one would ever forget kill Mila on the board.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Teehee.
Ah, you love to see a Mila death in a Binky match. I do at least. Okay.
Me too. As
Elkara is
a
just not taking any chances with Pogax. I appreciate
yeah,
that.
neither player did.
Okay.
As a former world record holder of Mila percent, I approve of killing Mila.
Elkara's no Pogax either. This game sucks, Sakura. Yeah. Okay.
That's gonna be Crystal Heart unlocked here for Hydra. The only other thing Hydra did in Crystal Peak was getting the idol, so nothing special,
Well,
nothing else to set up for, no grubs
shopkeeper's
or
key?
anything.
Shopkeeper's key?
Oh, Shopkeeper's Key, surely. I didn't
I
watch,
hope
but
they
I would
do.
assume so. I hope so. That's generally in somehow in my mind at this point for Bingy, that is just like autopilot. Oh, Alcaraz though,
Elkara just skips
not
it.
going for
Not
it.
worth it. They're already behind. They might regret that when it comes down to 5,000, spending 5,000 geo. Because that's
I
going to.
suppose so. It is definitely. I mean, you could still spend it. It's just slower to spend generally.
Yeah, and you can't just buy
There
Elegant
is there
Key.
is there is deep focus, quick focus. So you're gonna probably be making a Saluber chip for that anyway if
Okay.
you're going for the 5K goal.
Okay.
But
So
Hydra does get kill Myla here,
Hydra does
like we talked about.
punish Mila for her war crimes. This might be Isma's. This
So
might be
true.
Isma's. At least we
I
know
would
that Hydro doesn't
hope
have
so. Yeah, this has to be Ismas.
Hydro doesn't have Shape of Un, or it can't really contest Shape of Un without having to go through cliffs because they.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but they're struggling with Spike Tunnel. Oh, that's three
Yeah,
misses.
they're
That's
probably
so
going
rough.
too early, hitting the top. There we go.
Okay. We'll see if Alcaraz can contest it. At least they can, if they get Ismas, they can prioritize Shape of End. Okay. Alcaraz healing off the guys.
The Worms.
Okay. Hopefully the acid skips go better for them.
Oh, Elkaras seems to be going here. Oh, Hydro getting Hormed. And Elkaras looks to be going for Ismas as well here. So this is going to be very painful if Hydro gets this before, which they
Yeah.
should. Yeah. Okay, they made the second skip. Oh, this is so bad now.
Yeah, this is really rough.
I
Wait,
think.
no,
Oh,
don't quit
I
out.
wouldn't
Don't quit
know. Don't
out.
warp
Shape
up.
of End is
Oh,
on the
you don't
board.
warp. You still want it for Shape of On.
Okay, they're trying something
On
new.
top of that, you could go get the grub because we do have the waterway grub goal.
Yeah. Okay. Elkaraz wants to be on the board. They're going to Cliffs for Cyclone Slash.
Yeah.
I think they could also pick up the King's Idol afterwards as well. I mean, it's not like that fast afterwards, but it will help towards spending 5,000 Geo and Fragile Heart Green Strength. I would pick up that charm. 3 charm notches is on the board.
Yeah. By the way, since I've seen several people do this, the routing that Elcross just did through King's Pass with C is not efficient with C dash. You want to go all the way left with C dash and then go back right
Interesting.
and then C dash again from the bottom. I
Interesting.
don't remember the exact number, but it is better than going down through Fury if you have Crystal Heart.
Alpha is saying that Elkaraz doesn't know that Hydra doesn't have Green Pass Tag, warping, and getting Cyclone Slash is correct. I disagree because Save the 3 Grubs and Waterways is also on the board.
Yeah, also it's just actually like a pretty good Ismas board,
Yeah.
in particular because of the extra 3 notches, which is our middle goal. So it makes it so you don't have to skip,
Yeah.
and that helps a lot for getting
Right.
the Fog Canyon
Okay.
notch.
And Elkaraz is on the board with Cyclone Slash. I think I
Yep.
want to see either. I would have liked to see Elkaraz potentially get that idol and either working towards spend 5,000 Geo or and Fragile Heart, Greed and Strength, but alas. I think we're gonna see Watcher Knights from Hydro. We'll see how their any percent Watchers is. Oh no, are they
Yeah.
Elkaraz going for the same thing? Oh, that's gonna be so rough.
Oh no. It makes some sense. Like I can see this here. This
Okay.
helps you on the spend 5K. It would get you, if you go sell after, it gets you just about enough money for fragile
Are they
charms.
benching? They're gonna bench
And
too. No.
Hydro's benching
Oh.
too, though.
Oh, okay. Well, Elkaraz is ahead then.
Or Hydra's just resetting. Okay, Hydra's just resetting the room because the
Okay.
Ravas were mean.
So
They're
this is
both okay.
rough.
Hydra. Yeah. Oh, where's Hydra going?
It might seem like I'm kind of rooting for Elkaraz to get this goal. Okay, never mind. We're doing different
Yeah,
stuff.
Hydra.
I'm just looking for a
Yeah,
very close
and
match.
and
Yeah.
Elkaras is still stuck in the dark room.
Okay, we've made it through. And Hydro is. I don't know what the plan is for Hydro. Maybe we're opening.
I'm curious as well because did they get E key? They have spent enough money that they might have gotten E key when we weren't paying attention.
Maybe it's a row 2 play, but they don't
Yeah,
have
it
Ismas.
looks like they might just be getting Shade Soul to get Shade Soul.
They did get EK? I don't think I didn't realize they
If
got
you look at the Geo
EK.
spent, yeah,
Okay.
if you look at Geo spent, like what else would that 800 extra be spent on after any percent route?
Well, yeah. Okay.
I think that is exactly the amount. I think you spent like 2420
Yeah.
on standard C dash route because there was
Okay.
no green. Yeah, that math checks out. So yeah, obviously we are doing it.
Okay.
Hydra might have been considering getting Shade Soul into Watcher Knights. So
I don't think they
if
can afford to
Elkaras.
get Shade Soul
Well,
unless they're
evidently
not
not,
confident in
because
this forward. Yeah.
Elkaras is doing it. I mean, it is fair. It is a very tough boss fight to do with any percent gear. It is, infamously the hardest part of any percent.
Okay.
Elkaras here, during getting through the first pair with 2 HP remaining, is going to take a heal here, which I do actually like seeing in this case.
Yeah, you don't want to
I
lose
think
out
at
on
this
this
point,
goal.
yeah. Let's see where Hydro heads next here.
Oh, I'm so nervous watching this fight.
It
Yeah, I think this might be
should be pretty close to over. Yeah, there's one.
this might be Watchers from Hydro too.
Hydro's
We'll
heading
see.
down. Oh, I think Hydro messed up again. Yeah, Hydro is going to see that mark now and probably change course right away.
I like seeing a Watchers mark. And we're getting to get money. I would like to see.
Oh, Hydro's still going there.
I wouldn't.
I guess this is just a money play at this, but yeah, no.
Yeah, it would be
I think Hydro just didn't notice.
at least go do Mantis Lords then. That's a goal.
Yeah,
Go do Mantis Lords. Okay,
that does block column 2 though for both players,
yeah.
so we
Yeah,
won't see
column
that.
2. I was
And row
worried.
4. We cannot win by row 4 anymore.
Unfortunate. Okay, let's see
So,
what Elkaras does. They did bench at Watchers, so they do have to go back to the Stag.
yeah,
Let's see. I think this might be Mantis Lords from Hydro.
could be. In this case, you want to go from Forgotten Crossroads Stag if you have uninfected Crossroads and you have Sea Dash.
True.
Just for anyone watching who doesn't know. I
Okay.
just think I think it's probably kind of nice to occasionally say some stuff like this, so when people watch these, they can
They can
pick up
learn.
some better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that makes sense. Elkaras is gonna
kind of
be, I think,
reason I'm
going
saying
for
it.
Dream Nail.
Oh yeah, Hydro for classic for getting of Isthmus.
The classic.
Might be going for the Charm Notch here then.
I'd like to have seen them pick up the Hollowness Seal there.
Yeah, that too, because they definitely need the money.
Yeah.
They're not getting either the Charm Notch or the Seal here. What is the plan?
I think it's just Mantis Lords rush 5,000 Geo, but there's no really reason to rush it at this point. I think maybe just it might be Howling Race 2.
I suppose so.
There's a bunch you can get on this board right now. I would have liked
Yeah.
to see maybe Umu bench potentially.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Elkaras, after getting Watch Knights, decided to head over and get Dreamnail here.
Yes. I like this play from Elkara. I think we counted earlier there were 7 Dream Nail goals.
Yeah. You can definitely get started on that, especially if you want to have potentially the priority on getting Dream Gate later. Then
I mean,
are there any goals that Dream Gate is particularly helpful for though here? It's mostly just like
see that. Wait, not see that.
King's Brand, right? And
Yeah,
Sheep
King's
Cloak.
Brand.
Because you need
I
that if you want to get Markoth.
I don't hate Dream Nail. It gives you priority on like the 7 Dream Nail goals on the board, and 2 of them are not that bad, at least. Like Howling Race and Galeon.
Howling Wraiths?
Yeah.
That's not a Dreamnail goal though.
Oh, wait, sorry. What was I saying? Perry Revic and Galeon.
Yeah.
It was right
Yeah, that
below
makes more
Perry
sense.
Revic. Yeah, I would prefer if they spend their money, but I mean, they're gonna have priority on 7 goals. And Mantis Lords takes a while when you have no shortcuts open for
It
Queen
does.
Station.
Yeah, no, Elkaras just made that entire trip just for Wraiths and quit out.
Yeah, I would have liked to bench Umu and then you can open Queen Station for Hydro.
Seems like, yeah.
Or like get Shape of Un too. Well, I mean, I don't know. That would be quite a trip for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sorry, I was
Also,
looking at the wrong player. I meant Hydra for
okay.
Wraiths.
Yeah, I think
I said,
we.
yeah, because I was like, wait, there was Elkaras who got Dream Nail. Sorry. Fine.
Elkara might realize that Hydro didn't have Green Pass Tag at this point. Okay. I think we are
Yeah, I'm
gonna
curious what
see.
this looks like it has to be a Mantis Lord's play, right? Mantis Lords, and then
Mhm.
get the money and quit back to, or does Elkaras think they have enough money for the
No,
fragile
I
charms?
think they're checking to see how much it costs. I think maybe they're gonna put on. I think they might bench here.
Yeah,
I
I was
like
thinking if you
this.
bench here, you go Mantis Lords, you get the chest, you can warp back and get the last
Wait, did they bench?
charm.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna bench.
Yeah, this does make sense.
Yeah, Hydro
It
is
helps.
going to, yeah. Hydro is also picking up Dream Nail. A lot
Uh-huh.
of the rows they can pressure can require Dream Nail.
Chris, going for the Ogre's Charm Notch now, like we talked about earlier, that you could go for if you were going Mantis Lords or Fragile Charms. In this case, Elkaras might be going for both.
I prefer just doing Mantis Lords at this point. I guess we're not doing Mantis Lords.
Guess not.
Uh,
I guess we're going to Queen Station though.
yeah, we might just be doing Deep Nest. I think Mantis Lords is one of those goals you just really don't want to get sniped on, but they knew that, yeah. They knew that Hydro just did Howling Raves, so I don't think it's hard to know. I think it's just it takes so
It
long.
is.
Yeah,
Like you could definitely consider going through QGA here, getting Love Key, and then doing Deep Nest.
true. No Spork, Seal, or Palm Journal. I guess not.
Yeah,
That's true.
and
That you could just
no bench either on for Queen Station,
no bench at Queen
which
Station. So
means Elkaras is keeping the Leg Eater
okay,
bench.
never mind. We're not going.
Oh,
We're going to Deep Nest, I think. I think they might be worried about column one.
that does make sense because at this point
Mm-hmm.
it's like, unless you make use of your Dream Nail priority that you have, you can be in big trouble there.
I think also, um, I like getting Galeon and Perry Revic here will also block row two, which is a very dive heavy row. So you kind of don't
Yeah,
want to be there.
Hydra forgot again in the same place about
That's
Isthmus.
funny. Um, let's see if Hydro
Nice.
picks up like Charm Notch this
Once
time. Nope.
again, not getting the Charm Notch.
No
No,
one cares
they're
about
making
Charm Notches here.
the same trip back without getting either of the other useful things, or like the same ones.
This is the best four Dream Tree board I've ever seen. True, you can get that Dream Tree from over
You could
by
get
Mantis Village.
yeah, exactly. I would get the Mantis Village one on the way to Mantis Lords for sure.
Yes, I love that. True. This is the fourth four Dream Tree board I've seen. From that's funny. Okay.
Elkar's not deciding to bench here, which I like because there's no like Trampas use
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah, I think Deep Nest Schools.
Yeah, I think you just go do like Galeon and Devouts on
Uh,
the way, and then open the Stag at DV here.
you do want Trampasso for three hot waterways grubs eventually.
That's true.
I might come back and get
You could,
it.
you could, you could, you could, yeah, you could go get it. Either come back and get it with DV Stag, or you could go get it here and just knock it out too. That's like, it's a bit slow though.
Um,
Hydra, meanwhile, heading into QG here, probably gonna be going for the Love Key then, I would imagine. I mean,
Love
Hydra does
Key.
have the Isthmus tier advantage for that.
Queen QG Sag is on the board as well.
That's true.
One question I have is, did anyone keep track if Hydro rescued the Isma's grub?
I'm pretty sure Hydro did not
Mm-hmm. Okay.
after getting Isthmus. I think Hydra just warped out immediately.
Okay. Elkara getting Galeon, and we're gonna pick up the essence so that we can parry Revic, I
Yeah.
assume. We got it right.
So that is gonna give Hydro a lot of information about what's going on right now. The fact that Elkaras has Dream Nail and is in Deep Nest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hydro not heading over for Love Key here.
I think they want QG Stag.
Maybe he wants the toll bench first or something? Or, really? It probably
Oh,
realizes they forgot.
this is scary. Oh, this is
Yeah, doing this room in reverse is so cursed. Oh my
oh my
god.
god. Oh, we're
Oh
this
my
is
god, oh my, that's terrifying. Just four enemies ganged up on you like that.
oh, this is I thought that was gonna be a death for sure. I thought that was gonna be a death for sure. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
god, that was terrifying.
I think we're getting the
All right,
bench here.
yeah, toll bench makes sense.
We can go back for Love
Even though
Key.
it is a bit painful. Yeah, you can go back for Love Key, and then you can use it to go up and buy the stag
Yeah.
for QG, or go down if there's anything to do in Deep Nest. But it depends on if Elkaras will have like already gotten the devout goal by then.
Okay. So Elkaras is killing wait, no, are they killing? Okay, they are killing devouts in Deep Nest.
Yeah, although they have the only VS, so it is very slow compared to if Hydra were to go for it
Yeah.
with Shade Soul.
I'd kill like one or two, but then maybe just open Deep Nest Stag and come back later. Because
Maybe I could at that point though see like if I could see Hydro taking the bench to go down and just kill the devouts and then warping back and then doing QG stag.
yeah, but the thing is that we have Hornet at Hera on the board, so they're gonna want to kind of come back for that goal anyway, and they can just do Beast Den then.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying to do Beast Den
Yeah.
right now, but are there 6 devouts you can get without Beast Den, or do you
There
need Beast
are,
Den?
it just they're all close together in Beast Den. And maybe
Yeah,
I'll
of
have
course, but
damage. Yeah.
they're all mostly close together here as well. The ones in the big
Yeah,
darkness room.
the thing is you
Because
have to get yeah.
there's 4 in the big room and there's 1 in the room on the right. So where's the 6th one you can get?
Midwife.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, I prefer killing a couple and then just coming back for Deep Nest and just having Deep Nest stack and maybe pressuring some other goals.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, I would never fall in Deep Nest when I do any category I run, so I would never know that there's a devout there.
Yeah. Because, like, spending a lot of time on this goal and then kind of having to go out of your way to finish it when there are faster goals on the
Yeah.
board, I personally would prefer just something else and just having the stag and coming
Yeah.
back.
It's at least some money, but it is kind of slow here. Neither player like committing to go for the 5K.
I think, well, Elkara, I know, has one Hollowness seal from Water Knights that they haven't sold, I don't
Yeah.
think. So we're not at enough. I think Mantis Lords would give both players plenty of money. Oh, Hydro doing
Yes.
frogs on
Yeah.
3
Going
health.
for the stag like we talked about. Kind of stuck otherwise in QG if you didn't because of the bench.
Okay.
That's gonna be 6
Oh, we're not going to
devout
open Deep
mark
Nest Ag?
for
Okay.
Elkaras. Yeah, warps out without kidding. That's interesting.
It's fine. There's only Hornet Hera, and I think they're
Yeah.
gonna do Mantis Lords
Looks like
now.
yeah, we're about to do Mantis Lords for sure.
They'll get bonus points if they do the Dream Tree.
True.
Okay, Hydra's gonna do Marmo. Oh, this is gonna be rough because they're going to potentially snipe Perry Revic. We love when we see
Yeah.
Marmu when it's not on the board. But Essence, a
Yeah.
lot of Essence goals are on the board. Oh, Hydra is doing Elder
Elkaras
Who.
going for Elder Who here just for essence. Does already have the 200 needed to parry Revic though, and so this is only useful when going for Dreamgate on this board.
Yeah, neither of these players are really wanting to go for Mantis Swords. Okay.
Surely Elkaras goes for Mantis Lords after Elder Who here, but it is interesting. All right, that's going to
Yeah.
be unlock QG marked for Hydro here.
Yeah, Hydra's gonna need at least 0 or a
Yeah,
dream
Hydro
or 2 dream
doesn't have
trees.
any other essence yet, so yeah, Elkaras heading over towards Mantis Lords.
Yeah, Hydro must have maybe they didn't open the resting ground stag.
Oh yeah, probably not. Or they've made the classic mistake of warping out too early after hitting the lever, like I've done.
Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah.
Very annoying one. Let's see if Elkaras does go for the Whispering Route here in this next room.
Okay. Yeah. Oh
No,
no! No bonus points for
doesn't doesn't
no bonus points for Elkara.
yeah, doesn't think about it. It is, to be fair, very hard like to think about all of these things and see the bigger picture of stuff you
Yeah.
can get along the way. If you can, it's very easy to get tunnel visioned on what you're there for, you know.
Yeah, this is a very nerve-wracking tournament match. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what's been happening too, like what happened with Hydro and forgetting to get like the seal and the notch and stuff in Cloud Canyon.
Well, and Elkara's forgot Wellick as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll have Mantis Lords, and we would never see a Mantis Lord death in a bracket match. Oh no.
No, definitely not.
Okay. Hydro going in.
That is correct, Sakura. Neither player has Canyon Notch.
No.
Elkaras does have Ogre Notch now, though.
Okay. Hydro getting their seal and opening Glade. I
Yeah,
expect them to cash
so
in on Perry Revic and maybe get the King's Idol there.
yeah, I would definitely get the King's Idol here. With that, if Hydro has any other, I don't know if actually it's very close to being enough Geo. Yeah, no, it is enough Geo. It is enough Geo to spend 5k if you can get something with just the seal and the King's Idol.
Yeah. Let's see how their Perry Revic is. Okay.
Yeah, doing a great job of pairing Revix so far. Yeah, we got all three, I think, back to back, but just missed the jump. And now it's a little bit awkward. Yeah, it is a bit awkward to get the idol while still pairing Revic, but decides to just skip it because of the missed jump. That's interesting.
Okay. We're going to get
Just
maybe
opts
their.
to not do it entirely.
Okay. We got the Hollowness Seal and we should have enough money. Did we have enough? Oh, wait. They've already bought in some. They've already bought in some Fragile Charms. So we should be good.
Yeah, exactly. We are good on getting the fragile charms there for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, if I was
The main
Hydro here,
line
if I was
that is
Hydro,
still open. Oh, sorry. Go
if
ahead.
I was Hydro here, I'd really want to snipe 5,000 Geo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sorry. The main line that's still open is row 5,
Uh,
column 3.
yeah, row 5, column 3 for Elkaras, and top left, bottom right for Hydro here, as well as
Oh,
obviously row 2.
that's
Row 2
true.
for Hydro is already like that's. You could actually just go for dive here and just force row 2 if you're Hydro. I would actually have liked that
Yeah,
because that's like the you need dive for it, and the other person can't contest if they don't get dive too.
yeah. I would have definitely preferred
Yeah, looks like
Elkara's.
Hydro doesn't know the movement you can do up. If you just need to pogo the Aspid on the first bit, and there's a wall right above where Hydro's standing right now
Mm-hmm.
that you can jump off of. If you usually people will dash into it and jump off it, so you only need the Aspid for the first bit, not for where Hydro is right now.
Okay. Um, yeah, I really would have preferred that if Elkara's did Perry Revic instead of the Six Devouse.
Yeah, for sure.
I was just in a much better spot.
I would have just rushed Deep Nest
Stag.
Stag
Yeah, and come
and
back.
gone and done Perry Revic and came back. Yeah, for sure.
Um, Yeah, I'm
Don't
not
really see
sure.
this Hornet 2, like, why Hornet 2 right now?
Okay. The only thing I can think of is Markoth, Hera, potentially Hot Springs synergy, Dreamgate, I guess, but I mean, I would just do anything else.
Yeah,
I would just
exactly.
do anything
Just
else, not that.
yeah, they could have gotten idle and spent 5k like we mentioned, which could have been with like deep focus, quick focus combo.
We hate 5K. We hate 5K.
It could have, yeah, could have gone dive and basically almost guaranteed one as well, which would have been like by line.
Yeah, I
It's just
think
very easy to miss stuff like this for sure, though. Like you could get very.
speaking of dive, we see
Ooh.
oh, that's a death. That's so rough.
Oh no! Dead bench at least on the camp,
Okay.
but that is rough.
Yeah, speaking of dive, we do have Hydra in city storerooms.
Oh, you mean
Um,
Elkaras?
sorry, Elkaras. I would have liked to see them sell the idol. Did they must have sold it. That's how they have money. They should have more, right?
No, yeah, no. Elkaras has not sold, I think, here unless because they should have had two seals.
Yeah, they had two seals last time I checked.
Yeah, there's no way that that was a sell
Oh,
then.
this is city. This is gonna be for the
Yeah,
simple
Elkaras
key.
didn't sell.
Let's no, let's let's
Alpha was
please
lucky.
let's open the stag.
Yeah, or even just re-enter the room from the top.
Yep, re-enter
That's
the
it.
room from the top. Anything they want to rush for hot springs.
Yeah,
That's their plan. I just open the stag because you need it anyway if you're gonna you're like if
yeah. This
Elkara's
this this looks like a hot springs play here for from Elkaras to block column one.
I will have to say that Elkara's does have to get dive if they want well if they want to win by majority because they have to
That's
block
true.
all of the lines. So you just open the stack. They had the money. Spend 1,000, 5,000 to you is on the board.
Yeah. Also, if you sell there, you could just go buy the key as part of your spend 5k.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or probably. I mean, probably you probably want to get quick focus though at this point if you're gonna go for it. But
Okay. I think we're just rushing hot springs. I just
yeah,
prefer just yeah, having locking in 5 KGU and I also like buying the key. Or if you're gonna go up to city storerooms,
yeah.
open the stag. Oh, Hydro did
You could also play for row four here though. Like if you
mhm.
spend 5k and you buy quick focus with it, you know that your opponent almost guaranteed does not have green path stag here because they have not gotten shape of
Okay.
on after Ismas.
I do want to
So
mention
you know
I
you have priority on that. So if you
I
get
I
essence,
do
then you
want to
kind of
mention
just win.
that Hydro did complete the Hornet fight, and I think they did pick up King's brand, right? I'm assuming they did. Did any chatters confirm they picked?
I was not paying enough attention there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was too focused on
yeah,
outcomes.
yeah. We need yeah. Can any chatters
Yeah,
confirm
I
that they?
entirely
I assume they picked up King's brand.
entirely agree with Alpha here that at this point I would probably line race row 2 versus row 5 here.
Yeah.
It's either that or you have to get dive and deny it. Like those are
Okay.
kind of your realistically your options, you would think. Unless the Hydra just doesn't see it, obviously.
What? They're quitting out. Okay. I don't
Hmm.
understand. What did they quit out of?
They weren't they in Kingdom's Edge?
Yeah, and
Or
they
am
quit
I
out.
tripping?
I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they're thinking lock in either dive or shape of un. I don't think there's or selling to Lem.
Quit out of Markoth, forgot Shade Cloak? Wait, genuinely? Or I'm confused.
Maybe.
Or wait, no, because Elkaras was on the way to Pleasure House earlier, and surely
Okay.
got the hot spring
Remembering to
there.
sell to Lem now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
surely
if
the warp out was just Pleasure House, and I'm
yeah.
so I'm getting too loopy.
Okay. Hydro
Yeah.
did get the hot springs.
Yeah, the hot
Mm-hmm.
spring up there, which is the one that Elkaras needs mainly now after getting. It definitely looks like Hydra's more focused on column 1 here than the row 2.
Yeah, I definitely prefer. Yeah, I always, if you're gonna go to Key Room or Open City Storerooms, always go through here, just because then you have it open for later.
Yeah.
Just FYI to all the young binky people out there.
All
But
you youngins.
yeah, and Elkaras will be heading further into Sanctum to get dive.
Yeah, so Elkaras has actually noticed the row 2 potential here, it looks like.
But now they have King's Brand for fun, and well, for the 2 goals that require it. Or not.
He
Well,
loves
actually,
fun.
only 1 goal requires it.
Yep.
Okay, let's
Well,
Elkaras.
requires the well, I guess picking up Kingsbrand, yes, but killing Hornet too is
Yes,
2 goals.
yes.
Counted that way.
Okay. This might be Hydro doing deep
Sure,
focus, quick
yeah,
focus.
yeah. I think quick focus and spend 5k are finally going to happen here from Hydro.
Yeah, we hate spend 5K.
True. Why would you spend the money when you can hoard it? Said every billionaire ever.
Elkaras is like, I like being rich.
Yippee,
Okay.
money.
Hydro,
And
is that
also get the charm notch here with 2 more
true?
charms. Yeah.
So they'll be at 1 charm
They'll be
notch.
just under 5k. They're 20 off.
Oh, that's rough. I would just spend it.
Go
I
buy
would
the egg.
not.
Buy the egg. It's time.
Is okay. Nope. Nope. We hate 5K. We hate 5K.
We're going. Yeah, we're actively avoiding 5k to
We
get
hate
deep focus
goals.
first. Oh,
Um,
where is Hydra going?
Maybe they're going back. They realize they need to spend 20 more geo.
Oh yeah, and they're deciding to do it there instead of
Sly.
Sly.
That was funny.
Yep.
Okay. Long nail. Biting the bullet. Okay. Finally
Yep.
5K is spent.
Finally, 55 minutes in.
Yeah. Elkaras will have easy access to Soul Tyrant later if they want it. Too for Dreamgate.
True. But currently without any gear apart from VS Shaman Stone, which is painful.
They have money, they're rich. They could get Shade Soul.
Yeah, it's mostly just about the time to get it on top of the
Yeah.
other stuff. But I think if you're going to have to commit for Dreamgate, I think Shade Soul is a worthwhile investment.
Yes, for sure. Okay. Hydro making their way back into peaks to pick up deep focus and potentially rescue some grubs as well.
Although, I mean, Elkaras, they will probably be going for the Crystal Peak grubs anyway, so you just get
Mm-hmm.
D-Dark.
That's
Even though
true.
that's not very good against Soul Tyrant in particular, but I think you can
Yeah.
use it for other things.
Yeah, I guess it's fine. I would just, at that point, do anything else.
It is actually interesting. Something we haven't talked about is that there's not a single wing skull on this board.
True. I think, yeah, Elkara's going down, not wanting to open city storerooms and go through Death Key Room. They're just gonna go to
Yeah.
Kings. They're gonna sell their money, or never mind. No, we don't. We have enough money forever.
I think they must have sold with the money they have.
Well, they
Now,
just picked
because
up
they didn't
a.
sell earlier.
Did
Oh
they?
yeah, they picked up another seal. That's true.
I don't know if they picked it up. Actually, they might not have picked it up. Deep focus, quick
It's
focus.
too many things to pay attention to. Yeah.
I think. Kara asking when are people gonna get Shape of Un? I don't know. I don't know. At this point, okay. Elkaras will be benching at King Station and potentially going to do Resting Ground and lock in Flower to Elderbug, which I like that, especially when you see the Deep Focus, Quick Focus mark, because then you know that they're already in peaks and they might be rescuing grubs.
Yeah, you could arguably make the play here on going for column 3 if you don't know, like, you don't know that Hydro has Kingspan already done, so you could absolutely look to do the Flower to Elderbug and try to go for the line pressure here, because Hydro cannot win by majority until that final line is blocked for Elkaras.
I think okay, picking up the flowers for
The
Elkaras.
main thing is that you need obviously you need a tram pass, and then you need either Ismas or Wings. No, actually, you just need Sea Dash. There's a skip you can do with Worms.
Okay.
I remember.
Hydro picking up their second Charm Notch, so now they have one left to get. I think they're going. Are they? Do they have the shortcut open to get that Charm Notch, or are they going for Shape of Un?
I believe they have the shortcut.
That's yeah. Hydro is
remove,
the
because
one who went.
they 100% used it to get wraiths earlier. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. So yeah, I think we will be cashing in on that Charm Notch. They have Isma, so this shouldn't really be an issue. Elkara.
Unless explosions are an issue.
That's true. That could be an issue.
It can always be an issue.
Okay, I realize Hydro doesn't have the flower and Elkaras does, so.
Yes. Oh, that's the wrong room, Hydro. Gotta go back.
It's not even infected. Crossroads isn't even infected.
True. Thank God for that. Uh-oh. Yeah, explosions. Let's see here.
Let's see if we can do it correctly. Okay, we're just doing no damage. Oh, this is.
Yeah. Still, I'll take on one hit here. This is scary. There's no way, right?
Both screens are terrifying right now. We have.
Oh no, the side slash! Oh, Hydro.
Oh, that's rough.
Side slash the jelly and exploded.
So someone showed them like the damage tank shot after this match, where you can just drop down. Okay.
Someone show me that, because I haven't seen that.
That's true. Someone showed that to Marcus as well. Okay, Elkaras should be completing Flower to Elderbug and crushing the dream that was column 3. Okay. I think Hydro also really wants this goal because of the 3 extra notches is now on a line that they need to block.
Yeah.
Elkara is trying to decide what to do.
Yeah, another thing to point out here is that there's still top left, bottom right potential for Hydro here after getting 3 notches.
7 to 9 though. Where is I think maybe Elkaras is trying to lock in 3 extra charm notches. I don't know either. Oh, they're getting hot springs. Okay.
Yeah, Hydro remembering that he does in fact have Shade Soul and can shoot them from the other side of the wall.
Funny.
Yeah, you can pogo that guy too.
Okay, I think this is going to be hot springs for Elkaras. We're probably going to Kalu.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think they have 3 out of 4 hot springs, 3 extra notches, and this will block. If they get this hot spring, this will block TLBR for.
Yeah, that will be the final line blocked for both players.
Okay, but will they get QGA? We'll see if they regret picking up Ismas now. Yeah, no, I think Ismas was definitely a worthwhile investment.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a a lot of things that it would help with on this board.
Yeah, I think they got nervous earlier and quit out. I think it was like a panic quit out. It's
Yeah,
really
I
hard
wonder
not
if
to do
if
that in some
Elkaras,
situations.
I wonder if Elkaras is going to consider like benching camp here and going up for the hot spring and then doing Hornet too.
Yeah, we'll see. They didn't open Deep Nest Ag, so that goal seems really far
Yeah,
from their mind.
that's true.
Has Hydro blocked every line for Elkaras at this point?
Yes.
Okay. So I think they need 3 goals to win, and I think Hydro is going up to Shape of Un.
Ah, yeah, finally.
So what goals? So if I'm Hydras, you have priority on these 3 goals. Well, you know you have priority on Talk to Hornet and Hera and Markoth. And if you get Shape of Un, you only need these 2 to win.
Yeah, I think right now, realistically, Elkaras only has priority on the hot spring and sea peak grubs, right?
Yeah. Also, they don't have Deep Nest
Because
Ag.
I
They
don't
don't
think
even have.
yeah, okay, so Alcaraz is doing what I talked about. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think either player has done any dream trees so far,
Yeah.
and none of them have set up anything for like grubs and waterways.
They. Yeah. I mean, Elkaras
Either.
has 300 essence, and uh, Hydro has 250.
Yeah, they're very
Yeah,
close on
it's
essence.
300 versus 250. Yeah, because
Like that
yeah,
can be evened out with bosses
yeah,
plus
they
dream
did Elder
trees,
Who
obviously.
for
Like
fun.
yeah, you could easily just go like no ice and mark off or whatever from Hydro.
Yeah, making our way up to Shape of Un.
Making our way to
Okay,
dashing fast.
so this should be the last hot spring that Elkaras needs. And it's gonna be have to be a lot of snipes from here because Hydra's only gonna need 2 more goals to win.
Yeah. For the on the note of essence, the one thing we talked about is that since because of dive, like Tyrant could give priority on essence, but still just a problem with the gear here.
Yeah, they didn't open city storerooms either, so at that point, just do Lost Ken.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why does God Home Hot Springs not count? To be honest, I don't know. I don't know.
That's true.
Okay. Hydro locking in Shape of Un for their 11th. So it's 11 verse 8. And we'll see what we get from Hydro. They do have Queen's Garden Stag, and I think we're going to see Talk to Hornet Hera. That might actually come at a really
Yes.
good time for Elkaras because they'll know that they don't have to do that goal and they can just go and do Markoth.
Yes, but it is still the problem of like needing to go to deep nest for waterways grubs, and if when Hydro gets this, Alcaraz has to get literally every goal left on the board to win.
Yeah. It's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just yeah, this is just how this game just Hydro was able to kind of get like a decent goal lead early game.
Yeah, unfortunately, Alcaraz had a few issues, namely forgetting the Wellick as well as having to do Mantis Safari, so just ended up falling behind early on and made some other
We're
mistakes.
at 1 health. We're at 1 health. Let's not have another Horde at death.
Oh,
Oh, both
oh
players
no!
dying to Hornet this
Classic,
game.
a true classic.
Okay.
Hydro falling in deepness. That can't have been intentional because there's nothing to go for down here. Yeah, that must have just simply just been a classic fallen DV blunder.
Yeah. Okay. Hydro making their way through Beast Den. They did all of the court requirements for Hornet at Hera. They did not lock themselves out of the goal, so we should be good here if we don't die.
Yep. How do you lock yourself out of this if you've done the fountain one?
A Dreamer before Hornet 2. Well, specifically getting Hera before killing Hornet 2.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it has to be. Because I was curious, because we see Hornet on the way out of all skills, so made me curious.
We're at 2 health.
Remember to use dive a bit.
Yep, we did use dive.
That is generally a good thing.
Oh, this is rough. Oh, no, a second Hornet death. That's so rough.
No. Hydro heading in here on 1 HP for Den. I would recommend basically doing Den quite out, except you can do it with a warp on Q or on like for Bingy, which would get you a full heal here, especially if you don't have enough soul to clear out the devout anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're scared, if you do have enough soul and you have 1 HP, you could just like in this case like triple shade soul to kill the devout and then open this shortcut that Hydra just walked over and then warp out and get a heal.
Attempt
Pro tip.
number 3 at Hornet for Elkaras. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. I think the fight seems to be going better this time. We're maintaining our health at least.
I wouldn't speak too soon, but yeah. So far, so good. No jinxing allowed.
We can't jinx it. It happened 10
I was about
minutes
to
ago.
say, like you always say, we can't comms curse because this happened 10 minutes ago.
Yes. Okay. And Hydro talking to Hornet and locking in that goal.
Yep.
So now
1 goal remaining.
Elkaras knows that they can just focus on Markoth and they don't have to go to Deep Nest. Oh, this is such a okay.
The silver
dead.
lining in the
Third time's a charm. Yes, Hydro does have dive.
Yes.
With Hydro needing 1 goal to win, let's see what they choose. Oh,
I'm guessing this is going to be Markoth then.
It's probably Markoth, and they have Shade Soul.
Or it could be Water Waste. It grubs if you
It
go
could be.
here for Isma's one.
It could also be Water Waste Grubs.
Although I don't think that Hydro picked up Trampass in Deep Nest here.
They
so
did not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not thinking about that one.
So it's a race to Shade Cloak again. I feel like we've seen so many Shade Cloak races.
Yeah.
At least I think Elkara knows what they have to do. I think it would have been a lot better if they had not died to Hornet.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hydra has a massive advantage here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think that also Hydro is going for this just because like it's a goal that he has set up for, and he doesn't know that Elkaras has Hornet 2 done, so it's probably the one that seems safest to not get sniped on right now from his perspective.
From my awareness, the essence count on both players is Elkaras has 300 and Hydro has 250.
Yeah, I believe so. Elkaras did Galeon and Elder Who, and Hydro did Marmu and
Zero.
Or yeah,
0. Yeah, Hydro has quite a bit of a lead to Shade Cloak. We'll see how their sibling climb is, though. Their wingless sibling climb.
Yeah. Ugh, I gotta go. My sibling climb I think is okay, but my abyss climb without wings, that's one thing that I didn't expect to be needing as often as it happens in Bingy.
Yep. Wings is a luxury that you don't get to have all the time.
Why not?
We tried to add more wings goals. We genuinely tried to add more wings goals to this tournament goal pack that Alpha put together for this tournament, tournament 3.
Yeah, I guess that's part of why some goals are kind of like almost duplicates, but like exclude each other, like wings BV.
Okay.
It's like you get a double chance of rolling one of them, and it's
Yeah.
just
Hydro
yeah.
having a successful sibling climb, and Elkara is dropping into Basin now and about to enter Abyss. But yeah, as long as we'll see how their climb is leaving Abyss.
Yep. We still do have a relatively long way to go until we actually get the Markov goal marked here, so anything could happen.
True. Hydro could have gotten Abyss Streak if they wanted. They do have Howling Race.
True, that would make the fight itself free, because, I mean, that is actually also another advantage here for Hydro, is that Shade Soul Markov is a lot nicer than VS Markov.
Yeah. We'll see both players climbing now. Hydra doing the Abyss climb, and Elkara is about to do the sibling climb. If you like Binky, I also want to shout out the Binky Discord if one of the mods would put that in chat. I think should
True, that's
be
where we are right now, in
that's where we are
fact.
right now. I don't know if there's a watch party, but if there's a watch party, it's there.
There is not today, unfortunately.
There'll be watch parties in the future, probably. Or you can go start the watch
True.
party.
Be the watch party you want to see in the world.
Okay. Abyss climb seems to be going pretty well for Hydro. And Elkara's did a good sibling climb.
Yeah, Hydro taking a dunk is
Okay.
on 2 HP right now. Yeah, I was
So
gonna
let's
say that it would be
what
very unfortunate to die and get put back at the hard save. The interesting thing is, at that point, it is actually maybe doable for Elkaras if Elkaras manages to snipe every goal that Hydro attempts to go for. Because again, neither of them really, like, at that point, Alcaraz would have priority on Dreamnail in terms of essence, and it would largely come down to choosing, like, if Hydro chooses to go for that, or like Waterways Grubs or Dream Tree, and Alcaraz manages to get it first.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
there is actually a potential path here to victory, albeit a very slim one. Oh yeah, I hope we
Hydro
can't hear
making their
that.
way out of Abyss and heading towards King's Station. Kara's finishing the Abyss climb. I think they are making up a little bit of time, but it's still quite a bit behind Hydro.
You know what? Maybe after this match is over, I'm straight up gonna go and IL and try to get a good time for wingless Abyss climb.
Yeah, that's very useful. Okay.
Sounds
Hydro
like
making
it
their
could be
way into
fun.
city with 2 health. Yeah. Elkaras is schmoving on that Abyss climb.
Yeah. Curious to see if they bench here, because again, if they do either die at Markoth or get sniped on the goal somehow, they would be back at Shade Cloak.
Yeah, Hydro will be
Well,
benching, which definitely makes sense for
yeah,
them.
yeah, I think so.
But they have Shade Soul. It should be fine. Okay. Can also, well, yeah.
Oh, Bridge Bros being rude to Alcaraz.
Hydro will also not have to do any form of QGA or sorry, ACN.
Yeah. Oh, on that wall, by the way, I keep seeing people going too high or too low on that C dash the Hydra just did. You count 6 wall jumps is what I do, and then you sort of line up with the top of one of the like notches on the wall. Is to get the lineup for anyone who's curious. It is a useful one to know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hydro about to make their way into the Markoth fight. And Elkara is right behind them.
Yeah.
Okay, Elkara is benching, and they don't have as much damage as Hydro, though, so...
No, it is, at this point, requires a death from Hydro, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which you never know with Markoth. That is another double, though. I think they've gotten 2 doubles. Yeah,
instead,
there we go. That's it. That's
they
GG.
won. Oh,
GG's to Hydro.
The chat.
Well played. Well played. Both of them are down for interviews. We have confirmation.
Let's drag them in.
Yep.
Congratulations, Hydro, on your victory.
GG's.
Hello, thank you.
GG's.
Hi.
GG.
And Elkaras, you had a wonderful performance.
I wouldn't call it that, but thank you.
It was fine. I think there wasn't really a lot of deaths until the end.
Yeah, Hornet sort of screwed him over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, white spells Hornet too is rough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have white spells. Oh, no.
Yeah. So, what did you guys first think when you were seeing the board? We know both of you rushed C-Dash, and it was you guys both kind of had a very similar routing early. Hydro might not do that because they were able to get most of the really good C-Dash goals.
Yeah, minus the fact that Elkaras got the Green Path stag, it was very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw the board, I thought like I was cooked because I'm not good at any percent.
Yeah.
But somehow I actually got it. I actually played pretty well.
Yeah, that's surprising that you say that, because you looked like looked like a really solid gameplay. Like you were really fast on any percent stuff.
I mean, I did play it at some point, but my best is like 41, and it's like 3 months ago at this point. But
yeah,
like I'm usually way slower.
The only mistake I can think of that cost you a decent bit was messing up left side rafters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know how to do that even. I just do it every time and I failed every time.
Elkaras, the nerves. I think I noticed you forgot Wellick and you had to go back for it. That was very rough.
Yeah, the early game sort of really messed me up.
I think, unfortunately, I think that somewhat set the tone for things, was just the fact that you had to spend that extra time going back for that geo.
Yeah.
Yeah, early game I sort of got like behind, and then I was sort of just catching up, and I feel like I sort of was always trailing behind Hydro. So I was just getting goals while I was struggling to find a good route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you had some good moments. We liked the Water Knights into Fragile Heart, Greed, and Strength, or Water and Mantis Lords.
Well, Mantis Lords at that point, yeah. Also, we were curious why you decided to quit out from Isthmus while you were on the way. It got sniped. Did you just think, oh, it got sniped, I'm going to warp out? Or did you not think about the fact that Shape of Un and other things could be useful for it?
Well, I feel like Isthmus wasn't that useful for the board. And I knew that. Well, honestly, looking at it back now, I could have grabbed Isthmus and then got Shape of Un, because, as you said, Hydro didn't have buff stack.
Yeah, of course you didn't know that. But,
at that point, I didn't know that, so I sort of just gave up on that and tried to get ahead on some different goal. At this point, I don't even what I did.
That's fair. It does help with some other stuff. Like we were talking about the Fog Canyon Charm Notch. You don't have to do a skip for if you have Isthmus tier. You can do some nice leggy routing as well for that. Like when you were bench leggy, you could have gone over through the acid and done like the Fog Canyon Notch or stuff like that. Also, obviously, like QJ and Love Key are free.
I mean, also
Isthmus, so
3 grubs and waterways was a goal, so you probably wanted it.
that too.
But yeah, I understand. It's a really
So,
tough situation
yeah.
where like
It's
a goal
hard to
you're
think of
working
all these
on
things.
just gets taken. Sometimes like the instinct is just to quit out right away.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on the board on the match? Anything else?
If I didn't get those 3 goals early first, I would have lost for sure. Like it would have been the exact opposite situation. I would have been behind and I would have lost. So I got pretty lucky with that.
I think there's
But
definitely
you
some
played
opportunity.
pretty well, I think.
Sorry.
I might actually disagree because I feel like Hydro has a bit more experience with Lockout than me. So I feel like he could have turned it around mid-game, even if I did get those early goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the current board state, and if you were to just swap over those 3 goals, obviously it wouldn't be exact, and there would be different line pressure and such, but it would be 10 to 11 goals, so it would still be fairly even at that point.
Yeah. I agree. Like I think. Yeah, sometimes it's easy for one person to get ahead on like 3 goals, but I think there's definitely a way back in for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also very difficult to, if you had a plan or like felt like your current plan relied on getting those early goals, it's very hard to adjust and try to think of how you can come back from behind or how you can carve your path to victory.
One thing I want
in the moment.
One thing that was really funny was that both of you all like kind of had the ways to spend 5,000 FTO for a while and were just prioritizing other things. It was very funny when Hydro quit out after spending 4,980 Geo.
Yeah, I remember that. Also, did you see my schizo moment at King Station? I wanted to stag to resting grounds, but I didn't see the stag. And then I went up there and the lever was there and done. I don't know, did I just miss it?
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, we assumed that you just didn't have it unlocked because we weren't paying enough attention to see.
Yeah. I think it was there, but I just didn't see it.
Right. Yeah, because it's it can be easy. Also, I was saying that maybe it's that you hit it and warped out or something. Because if you hit the lever and warp too fast, it doesn't actually unlock the stag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing is, I got up there and it did unlock the stag. The stag was unlocked.
Yeah, no, we did see that. Yeah, that's just
yeah.
You have to wait a little bit to make sure it unlocks. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a little silly, but it doesn't lose a ton.
Yeah, it is.
At least, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
I had the worst one with the green path vines in the game before.
Yeah.
I dropped the vine in Queen's Gardens for the green path route, and I went around and it wasn't broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a really fun match, everyone. I think Hydro, you will be playing Kara in your next match, and Elkaras, I think you will be playing. I think
Tigran.
Tigran. Yes, which we would actually like to schedule very soon if possible, but schedule permitting. But anyway, thank you very much for showing up on time and having one of the smoothest setups we've had yet in this tournament.
True.
Yeah. And thank you. Thank you, Marcus, for being my co-commentator. Thank you to Alpha for being the tournament helper. And shout out to the Bingy Discord. If someone can put that command in chat. Anyway, there's a match tomorrow that I hope you all tune in for. And I think that's it. Anyway, I think we'll be saying goodbye now. Bye.
Bye.